Hi, class. Welcome. It's Dr. Stephen Linder. Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology 1. This is BSS 2085. Please make the time to watch this entire video through its entirety. It'll make this course painless. It'll make it very smooth. The fact that I'm making the time to create this video for you means that there are some students that have a little confusion about the navigation of this course. And my job as your professor is to try and show you the navigation, show you how easy it is, show you the patterns of things, prepare you so that what you're doing week 1, 2, 3, and 4 are exactly the same. Okay. I believe you will have an enjoyable experience in my course. I review the feedback from my students each and every term, and I tend to score on a Google reviews, the 5-star review, I tend to score pretty high with my students, well over the 95% success rate. And if there's areas for me to improve, just as a student, I like to make those adjustments to make sure that my performance for my students is the very best. So let me show you how to navigate the course. Okay, so when you look on the left-hand side, okay, I do have a link. You're going to play around a lot with announcements because I do send out a lot of announcements. You should get notification through your smartphones. If not, just click on announcements itself and, start at the bottom and just read and start working your way up. I have already sent a good amount of information to help you understand the course, okay? Especially what you're going to do each week. I even addressed that. Okay. To learn a little bit about me, just click on Meet the Instructor, and it'll give you a little bio about your instructor. I think it's important to know who's guiding the learning experience and who you're learning from. So I do have over 27 years of clinical experience and professional teaching experience. And I really enjoy passing along the information that I've learned over the years and handing off the baton to my students. All right. So once you've done that, if you want the syllabus, it's here. You're going to be playing around in this area right here, getting started, week 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you know this area, you're going to be good. So let's go to click on getting started because we need to get started. All right. What do we have to do here? Just go right down the line, read through everything, scroll down, keep scrolling. Here's your tech support information. If you're having challenges with Blackboard, then you'll use this tech support information. If you're having difficulties with McGraw-Hill, you're going to use this 800 number here. They are very responsive. They're very quick, user-friendly. I've even used them several times, and they're fast to respond. What do we need for the course, Doc? Tell me. Okay, I will tell you. It's all here. All the information. Here's the bundle, which gives you the ebook, and it gives you the access to McGraw-Hill, the Connect, where your quizzes are done, the APR, which is Anatomy and Physiology Revealed, and the extra credit is all done through the Connect link. Okay, so all that information is here. Here's the 10th edition ebook. Click for ebook and to register for. See, just go right down the line. Day 1, register to Connect. How do I do it? How do I register? Watch this video. Just go right down the line. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to do the course certification. Please do that. And then please do the pre-test. During the 4th week, there'll be a post-test. All right? Do the pre-test. And then during the 4th week, you'll do the post-test, which measures what you've learned. And I think pre-test doesn't count for much, but it's a requirement. But the post-test, I believe, counts as 5% of your grade. All right. So now let's get to week 1. Now that we've done through some of the basics, let's go to week 1 overview this week. Here's the overview. Here's the objectives, all the learning activities, even tells you about the estimated time frame that you'll be spending on each. So each week you're going to be doing discussion board work a lockdown browser exam, and the McGraw-Hill Connect quiz. So before you take the lockdown browser exam, you have to download that first. Okay, so there's a practice test. You'll have to do that to make sure that you properly installed it. Otherwise, you won't be able to take the very first lockdown browser exam. Each week, you're going to do a discussion board. You're going to be doing 3 posts each week, 1 main post and 2 responses. Here are examples. I've also put an example in the announcement message. Your first post has to have about 325 words. You need to have a research portion labeled. You need to have a critical thinking section labeled. You need to have your word count and then your references. And then your peer responses are the same concept. You'll have research, critical thinking, but only 125 words. Research needs your references. Obviously, critical thinking does not need that. If you have research labeled, critical thinking labeled for all 3 posts, you're pretty much guaranteed to get full credit. Okay, so for the first week, you'll notice there are 39 topics to choose from. I know the instructions say don't choose a topic, but I'm telling you, claim your topic that you want by the number. Okay, topic number 1, homeostasis and feedback loops with examples. That's going to be what you're going to teach the class. If someone has selected that one, choose a different one. I don't want 5 or 6 people doing the same number. It defeats the whole purpose. We only have 25 students in the class. There's 39 topics. Each student will select the topic that hasn't been chosen. If it's been chosen, choose a different one. If you claim a topic, you have to do your initial post by Wednesday. If your initial post isn't completed by Wednesday, your classmates have the right to use the post that you claim that haven't yet done. Okay? Then the 2 additional posts, you'll read your other classmates' work to other questions, and you'll add new information. You'll have a dialogue with them, again, with research and critical thinking and your references. The word count for those 2 additional responses to 2 different questions only require 125 words. You'll see it goes very quick. All right. That same concept applies for week 2, 3, and 4. Of course, the topics will change. So discussion board, 3 posts on 3 different days, research labeled, critical thinking labeled, then your word count, and then your references. If you have that, you're going to be golden. Now, for week 1, you'll click on the McGraw-Hill virtual lab information. This is where you're going to access that first quiz after you do your registration. So this gives you a little bit of information about the lab. You're going to be utilizing McGraw-Hill for A&P1 and for A&P2, and it's going to be the exact same topics. How do I know? Because I teach both courses. We do the discussion board work, lockdown browser, and the McGraw-Hill Connect for both. So what you're doing here, same pattern for A&P2. Okay. You'll be utilizing APR, the Anatomy and Physiology Revealed. I'll show you what that looks like. Here's how you access it for week 1. Again, how to register, and boom, once that's done, here's how you're going to access your first quiz. You'll click on this, and then it'll take you right in. If you're registered, it'll take you in to launch the assignment. But what it will look like, so you can see that each week there's a lab quiz. You'll see the first one's due October 1st, which is Sunday night. And then there's extra credit, optional. Week 2, quiz, there's the due date, and extra credit. Week 3, quiz on muscles, it's due on that Sunday. Week 3, extra credit. Same thing for week 4, quiz due the last Sunday, and extra credit. These are optional. The extra credits are optional, but it could give you the possibility of earning 2 additional points to your total average if you get 100 on each of the extra credits. Okay. You also have additional worksheets that you can play around with to help you study for each of these topics for week 1, 2, 3, 4. These are optional, but it'll help you. It'll reinforce the information. Okay, what does the APR look like? Let me go back here. So here is the ebook. Here's a practice atlas. And then right here is the APR, Anatomy and Physiology Revealed. It's a dissection tool and it'll help you study each topic. So on the top, you can select here, all right, let's do cells in chemistry. Okay, let me select the topic, the generalized cell. Boom, now here's the cell, and I can click on, let's say, centrosome, and then it highlights it. Or then I can click on free ribosomes, and then it highlights those green little dots. I could do microtubules, boom. So each time you click on it, it'll highlight it. You just keep changing the topics as we move on. Let's say we do muscles, and then we can select the topic and we want to do the forearm and hand muscles. We can select a view. Let's look at them from posterior. We can click on the muscle and then I'll highlight it. Okay. And this is what you'll see, pictures like this on the quizzes. It may have this highlighted and you'll have to know it's extensor digitorum muscle. Okay. Everything you can click is highlighted. All right, so that's the APR, very useful to help you prepare for the lab quiz. Okay, let's go back here. Now, let's go to, let me go back one. Where am I? Week one. So we've already covered the lockdown browser practice test. We spoke about the discussion board. And we spoke about the how to register and get in. Here's the extra credit, optional. And then here's the week one from the 10th edition. Here's your lockdown browser exam. And it tells you what it will cover. It gives you the little prep, 25 questions, one shot at taking it. You don't, once you start it, this is true for the lecture and lab. Once you start it, you can't exit because it'll grade it. Okay, and it's timed. Here you have 50 minutes on the lecture, so it gives you plenty of time to do it. Okay, so now that we have the basics, let's look at week two. Same pattern, a little bit easier to navigate this time. So as we scroll down, we'll see the materials that are needed, the optional practice sheets, which take you right into Connect and McGraw-Hill Connect. Here's your virtual 2 lab if you want to take the quiz. Now, I'll typically send out some announcement messages to help you study and prepare for those, like old quiz questions to help you prepare. Don't just memorize the pictures that I'm sending. Look at the distractors, because, you know, some of those pictures may duplicate, but usually it's the distractors. So this is each week what the quiz topics are on in the virtual lab. Here's the extra credit, which is optional. Here's the week 2 lockdown browser. If you're being asked for a password, it means you're not using the lockdown browser, you didn't download it. So again, same concept, it's 25 questions, one sitting to take it. It's a 50-minute exam. Okay, week 3, oh, here's your discussion. Same Rules, research and critical thinking, both labeled and highlighted with your references, your first post, 325 word count, the 2 responses, minimum requirement, 125 words, same components, research and critical thinking, address your classmates because you're either adding new information or responding to something that they had researched. And you want to really, it's like a dialogue. You want to add new information to make it interesting. Now, week 2, there's 33 different topics. You're going to pick yours, claim it by the number and the name, not just the name, but the number and the name. So when students look at what numbers have been taken, they don't duplicate it. Okay. And then that'll be the topic you claim. Post on it by Wednesday. If not, your other classmates have the freedom to use it, and then you won't earn the credit for it. Okay, so let's see. That's week 2. Week 3, Same concepts all over again. Okay, there's your overview, the objectives, the learning activities, what you should be reading in your ebook or textbook. There are the materials. There's your practice worksheet. That's how you access week 3 lab quiz. Here's the discussion, same requirements, 3 posts, 3 different days, research and critical thinking, references and word count. These are the topics that you can claim. There's 25 students. We have 40 topics that week, no duplicates. The one that you research is what you do your research and critical thinking, word count, references, read your other class posts and do a response or add additional research and critical thinking to theirs, but more of a dialogue. There's your extra credit, should you choose it. There's your lockdown browser exam, again, 25 questions, 1 sitting, timed at 50 minutes. So I think you're starting to see the pattern. The only difference is now when you do week 4, same pattern, but we're adding something to it. The only thing that we're adding to week 4, you still have the discussion board. You still have your virtual lab. You still have your discussion. You still have the extra credit option. You still have the week 4 lockdown browser. There's a post test. The post test counts as 5%. You got 30 minutes to do it. It should be very similar to the pre-test, except this one counts for 5% credit. Okay, that should give you a really good overview of the course. Again, make sure you look at the announcements. If you don't get notifications to your smartphone, be sure to check this every week. I will send out videos. You have access to my YouTube channel. Again, that's accessible through here. You will see there's my YouTube channel link. Every topic you can research and find. Again, I send an announcement message, 3 discussion board posts on 3 different days containing research, critical thinking, word count, references. You got your lockdown browser exam, no password needed when it's done in the lockdown browser. The McGraw-Hill Connect, you got your quizzes, and you got the extra credit. And you'll also find the APR, the dissection, the anatomy and physiology revealed exercises there. When do I do my Kaiser live sessions? I do them Monday nights. It's not a requirement. They're recorded. I also put them on my YouTube channel, but it's a good time. If you have any questions for me, it's a great time to kind of chat with me should you need to. So I do it Monday nights at 7:30. A lot of students prefer that I do a longer session Monday night. So you have all the information early in the week compared to a session like on Monday and then another session on Friday. Students typically prefer having it way early in the week. So I try to do what's best for my students. So Monday nights around 7:30, unless there's an issue and I send out an email. On occasion, I'll start at 8 p.m., maybe at 7 p.m., but you'll always have a heads up with the guest link. I'll also send out a PowerPoint to you to follow by, okay? The way my lectures go, my video lectures, I'll lecture for about 10, 15 minutes. I'll stop the recording, come out, see if there's any questions. Then I'll start the recording again, go for another 10, 15 minutes, see if there's any questions, and we do that several times. If you want to access the recordings, you can find them on my YouTube channel. And when you go, let's see if I can find it here. When you go to my YouTube channel, let's see if I can show it here. If I can open it. Let's see, here we go. So you'll see my picture up there. It's nutrition, chirodoc, and all my videos are here. And you can type in any topic. Let's say we do tissues. Boom. A lot of different topics there, and they're all very recent. Make sure you subscribe so you get all the updates. And I hope you enjoyed the experience in the class. If there's any challenges that you may have along the way, I'm just an email away. I'm here to support my students through the journey.